Hello, welcome to the first 11, the EFL show. Today we're going to be talking Leagues 1 and 2. We're reviewing the matches that went on over the weekend. I'm joined here by Charlie, who is a Bristol Rovers fan. So you've got two lads from the West Country today. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, mate, not too bad, thanks. Not too bad. How about yourself?
Yeah, not too bad. Draw at the weekend, so could be worse. But we'll jump straight in today. Gillingham and Lincoln. That was the Friday night game. It was on in the background. I was doing some other things, and the thing I remember from that game is a lad. He got I don't know what happened. He must have got headbutted or elbowed, and just blood pouring out of his head. And in traditional League One, League Two way, bit of bandage put around his head,
Yeah,
bit of
and carry on
sellotape,
straight
put
on.
back on the pitch. Concussion substitutes in League One and Two, not a chance. But it finished Gillingham 0, Lincoln 3. Obviously, former Argyle goalkeeper Alex Palmer at Lincoln, so he's doing a good job. He's top of clean sheets as well, from what I've seen.
Yeah,
But it was a bit weird because Gillingham, don't want to say dominated the game. They had like 16 shots
yeah,
over Lincoln's 8 shots, but Gillingham only had 6 on target and Lincoln had 5. And it was just like how they didn't actually. It was mental. Like their defense just carved open by Lincoln.
yeah. They had so many chances, but Lincoln obviously doing well, top of the league. They're pretty clever,
Mm,
good defensively, like you said. Clean sheets are pretty good as well.
yeah,
And they pretty much just hit them on the break. I managed to watch most of the game because there was nothing really else to do. Um,
yeah,
And yeah, I mean, like you said, Gillingham had a lot of chances, but weren't clinical enough. And then literally Lincoln just hit them on the counter, really, and just finished them
yeah,
off.
100. Yeah, Lincoln have done that a lot this season. I think is that I swear I'm pretty sure they did it to us as well. But their counter is absolutely devastating.
Yeah.
It is devastating. I mean, and they're solid at the back. They can soak up pressure. Like obviously, I know Alex Palmer very well because he was at Home Park last season when we were in League Two, and man makes saves. Like some of the saves he makes
He's
are
class.
incredible. I was hoping that we would, get him on loan for another season, but it wasn't to be. And if we had, we'd probably be a bit further up in the league. But obviously, Lincoln are first. I mean, my thinking is they're probably going to go up. Like
Yeah,
that's
definitely.
my thoughts. Um, I just can't see anyone stopping them. I mean, Hull obviously lost at a weekend as well. And we'll get into that one because that was
Yeah, that
a
was mad.
bit of a shock. That was a bit of a shock as well. And Gillingham obviously sitting in 14th. Gillingham, they're that yo-yo side, aren't they, between
Yeah,
Leagues 2 and 1? But they've sort of cemented League 1 quite well over the recent years. Just think more mid-table for them, I think.
yeah. I mean, they got a good manager in Steve Evans, and obviously not on the biggest of budgets as well. So he
Yeah,
does well to work with what he's got, and yeah, he does a good job. Because they beat us a couple of months back, and they're just that team that a lot of teams don't like playing against because they're very physical and they just literally lump it forward. And they got, I think it's Jackson, the right back, with his long throws. He can throw like half the pitch. So yeah, they're a decent team, but obviously, like you said, they're not really promotion chasing, but they're not bad to get relegated. So yeah, fair play to Steve Evans.
yeah. I mean, he does a good job. He gets a lot of stick from a lot of rival fans. In terms of we all know what he gets. But when he's at your team, he's perfect because he doesn't tend to get relegated. He is a very good manager.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, I think Gillingham, as you said, with the budget they're on, not the biggest budget, but it's definitely an interesting one. But everyone watching, smash the like button and make sure you subscribe to the channel. And if you're a League One, League Two fan, hit our socials if you want to talk about your club as well. If you want to go into a bit more detail. But yeah, Harry's saying, who's your prediction for going up and down? I mean, going up, I think Lincoln definitely are going to be up there.
yeah.
Hull, I can't see anyone really going above Hull. I think they're.
Nah.
I know they had the shock of the weekend, but I think even Hull will definitely probably go up. Going down there, I think Northampton will. I think
Yeah.
Swindon. I'm not thinking they're going to stay up. I think they'll go down. Possibly like Rochdale, maybe.
Or us. Don't be
No,
afraid
I
to say
think
us, mine.
no. I think Tisdale, as much as I like to banter the man, Tisdale, he'll probably keep you up. He's used to that. He managed Exeter City a few years ago, so he's used to working with a bit of a bad situation. I think Wigan have got a chance of going down as well. I think if I'm no, John Sheridan isn't there. He was there. John Sheridan
Yeah, he
was there,
left, didn't
but
he?
he isn't.
I can't remember who they
Yeah,
got now. I can't remember who they
remember.
got, but they
I know.
I don't- I mean, I
I
think it's going to be tight. I think
yeah.
up and going down.
But it's always that way, isn't it? But I know Sheridan went to Swindon, so he hasn't really stepped up, has he? I mean, he's
No.
gone. But I think Swindon are they're 21st, so they're
Yeah.
not doing great either. But an interest. Well, when I say interesting, it was goalless. But Accrington versus Northampton. Now, Northampton for me, obviously, the memories that they gave last year for me were brilliant. In lockdown, watching them, slap City about for a playoff final was always enjoyable to watch, especially when you're an Argyle fan.
Yeah.
But it was a goalless draw, and to be fair, I think Northampton would take that because Accrington, they came down to home park and we've played them recently. And they're a tough team to play, and obviously they're 8th at the moment. So I mean,
Yeah, doing really well.
Yeah. Have they got a new manager, or is it the same
No,
one?
it's still the same guy that's been there for what's his name?
Jim.
John Coleman.
That's
John
the
Coleman.
one. That's the one.
Yeah.
He's brilliant.
It's crazy though. It's crazy there.
Yeah.
If you see them, like, because obviously you see a lot of people take the mick out of Accrington, but their like average wage is like less than £1,000. Like per player is like most of them are on less than £1,000 a week as well, and they're always favourites to go down. And somehow like I think they've got 2 games in hand as well. I think if they win both, they're like 3rd or 4th in the league. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is mental. I don't disrespect Accrington because they relegated us the last time we were in League One. Thank you, Derek Adams. Me and him are not on talking terms at the moment. But he did beat Exeter a few weeks ago, so I suppose he's trying to get back in the good books. But it was strange because obviously Northampton are near the bottom of the league. They didn't have much possession now, 40% of possession, but they had 15 shots compared to Accrington's 8. 4 on target compared to Accrington's 1. So, I mean, Accrington didn't have the greatest game.
No.
But I feel like Northampton fans might be walking away from that a bit disappointed that they didn't snatch a winner.
Yeah, especially with all the chances. I mean, I was just shocked, to be honest, because obviously we played them the other day and they tore us apart. But I thought they were going to win that easily. But fair play to Northampton, and like you said, they had more opportunities as well. So like you said, they'd be a bit disappointed not to come away with 3 points, really.
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, when you're in a relegation battle, you can't really miss these chances. You have to take them. And they didn't do that. The next game, though, this is the shocker. This is the shocker of the weekend. Burton versus Hull. 24th versus 1st at that time. Finished 1-0 to Burton. Like, how they did it, I will never know. But Johnny Smith with his debut goal in the 90th minute.
Wow,
like, if fans were there, the limbs that would have happened.
Proper limbs.
I can't believe it. Like, Hull. I mean, we went to the KC Stadium. It was quite early in the season. And we got beat 2-0. And fair play to Hull. They were much the better team. But they just lost the bottom of the league. I was like, what on earth is going on here? And now, obviously, they're sitting second. They've gone behind Lincoln now. It's going to be a tough one for Burton to stay up. But do you reckon a bit of a bounce after this? I mean, Johnny Smith might be getting a few more goals this way.
Yeah, I mean, it should be. I was just shocked though because, like you said, Burton have been on awful form, but over the January transfer window, I'm pretty sure they've got like 7 or 8 new players in somehow.
Yeah.
And Hull, I'm pretty sure, didn't even have a shot on target, mind. I'm pretty sure I've seen that stat, and they didn't even have a shot on target against bottom of the league. I mean, it's crazy, but yeah, like you said, it's tight at the bottom of the league, and it could easily give them a bounce to go on and try and get out of it. Obviously, ex Chelsea player, ex Middlesbrough player, Man City player, Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank, obviously in charge as well. So it's going to be interesting. Yeah, it's going to be interesting, but fair play for them getting that win.
Yeah, Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank got Manager of the Week. And do you know what? Really can't argue with that when your team's bottom of the league. But yeah, you're right with the stats. Obviously, Hull with 7 shots, none on target. Not one's like
that's mad.
And this is Hull fans will be furious, right?
Yeah,
because you've had 57% of the possession, right? 7 shots. Not one of them is challenging the keeper, and you're playing against the bottom of the league. You're playing the team bottom of League One, and you can't even test the keeper. I mean, I'm guessing the Burton goalkeeper probably sat down, had a cup of tea or something.
Like, yeah, that's bad though, isn't it? Like, imagine how annoyed you'd be. Like, especially Hull, like obviously just come down as well this season after a shocking season, but then to go to bottom of the league and not even have a shot on target is just terrible. That is the lowest of the low, you know. So yeah, they'll be looking to bounce back next week, I'm sure.
Good luck to whoever they have next, because that could be some sort of disgusting match for you, because it's just going to be one really angry Hull. And even when they're not angry, they can still punish you. And an angry Hull, I'm guessing, is just going to absolutely demolish you. But staying towards the top of the league, Doncaster, obviously, they had a good game. It was a 5-goal thriller, actually, against Oxford. Oxford are sort of mid-table at the moment. They're 11th. So probably looking, they might do a playoff push, but we'll have to see that. But Doncaster, they're 3rd now. They're not a bad side. I can't remember when they were last in the Championship, but do you think they can go back up? Or
easily? I think they're the form team. Well, it was 2 of the form teams against each other. Oxford had won their last 9 in a row, and I think Donny was sort of the same as well. So yeah, I think they could easily go up. I think they got a good manager. Obviously, used to play in the Premier League. Darren Moore. I don't know who for, but I know he was obviously at West Brom, and he got sacked. I'm pretty sure, and he took the job, and he's took it by storm. Fair play to Donny. They're a good team as well.
Yeah.
That's one of our bogey teams. They battered us this season. I think it was 4-1. So yeah,
I think that everyone's a bogey team. I mean, they're level on points of Hull, and oh my, okay, so level on points of Hull with 3 games in hand.
That's mad, isn't it? 3 games in hand as well.
Yeah, they're 3 points behind Lincoln with 3 games in hand.
So they're basically going to be top soon then, as long as they don't mess up their form, because they've been on fire. So that'd be mad. Donny top of the league.
Yeah, I mean Peterborough definitely could also go above Hull, and so could Portsmouth. They've both got a game in hand. So Hull, if this defeat could actually hurt them a little bit more than I thought, because I thought they were a bit further ahead, but it's really tight at the top. You've got all the top teams, all the top 5 within 6 points of each other, as it always is.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah,
it's so tight as well. So many big teams in League One as well. But Oxford, they're currently 10th. They're 6 points behind the playoffs, but they've got some big teams ahead of them. They've got Ipswich, Sunderland, Charlton. They're the teams obviously in front, with obviously Accrington and Crewe as well. I'm not convinced they can put playoff push together, really.
I mean, I mean, to be fair, obviously last year they lost in the playoff final, didn't they, to Wickham?
Yeah.
This year they had a bit of they had a really slow start. They were behind us at one point, and now they're
Yeah,
God knows how many points in front. And like I said, they obviously lost against Donny in the 5-goal thriller, but before that, 9 wins in a row. So they can easily go on another run.
yeah.
I think they've got the quality. They've got players like Taylor, Brandon Barker, the ex-Man City winger on loan from Rangers. So yeah, they could easily, and obviously they got a good. Even though I don't like him, they got a good manager in Cole Robinson who knows the league. So
yeah, good old Carl
anything can
Robinson,
happen.
former MK Dons manager. I don't know what we call MK Dons because there's confusion with that. Obviously, with the Wimbledon fans, obviously I call them Wimbledon, not AFC Wimbledon, but it's not because I'm biased. I'm an Argyle fan. I'll just say it as it is. But your team's next. 0-0. It was. I mean, Simon Grayson's just gone to Fleetwood as well. But obviously, you've got good old Paul Tisdale. What was that game like then?
I mean, to be fair, it was obviously a lot better than the game before where we lost 6-1 to Accrington. Like, when I'd done my match reaction on my channel after that game, I was fuming, done a live stream. I could have switched it off any time. But, I mean, to be fair, we probably should have won. Fleetwood only had one good chance. Madden, with a good shot on target, our keeper Joe Day saved it. But apart from that, they'd done nothing. And most of us, most of our play, was in their half. We just didn't have with how bad we've been doing, we just didn't have the confidence in front of goal. We had, we missed 2 sitters, should have won the game, but, drew 0-0 in the end. So, yeah, it's been pretty awful 18 months, really. When our old manager, Graham Coughlin, left, 18 months ago, pretty much, or a year ago. I can't even remember. There's so much football and all this COVID. But we were 4th, and then now to be struggling in League One, just above the relegation zone on goal difference, I think it is. It's crazy. But we need to start winning soon. But we've got a few tough games coming up. And, obviously some must-win games as well, like Wigan and Swindon coming up. So hope for the best, really.
Yeah, they're definitely must-wins. And you beat us 3-0 at the Memorial. But in all defence for us, that was before Sunderland gifted us lovely 3 points to kickstart our away form. Because before that, we hadn't won away.
Yeah, you haven't won, had you?
Sunderland, Sunderland, they were just so nice to us. They thought it's Argyle. We've got to give them some points here. Let's be nice, and they gave us 3 points. I'm sure that wasn't their intention, but everyone watching, make sure you smash the like button, get your comments in. Is there any clubs or players you want us to have a little talk about? Any on loan players from your clubs? I know Argyle have got one. Have you got any Premier League loanees at yours?
We've got Luke McCormick. Obviously not the goalkeeper, the midfielder. He's on loan from
Chelsea.
Midfielder on loan from Chelsea. Yeah, we got him. Yeah. Josh Grant, who just left Chelsea, who was also at Plymouth last year on loan. Yeah, he's at Rovers. Had a pretty shocking season, mind you. But yeah, I think there's a few. I think we got to talk about just gone on loan to MK Dons. Ethan Laird, Man United.
Yes, from United.
He was, by the looks of it, because I watch a lot of. I got a lot of like Sunderland mates when I went up there a couple of years ago away there, and I was watching their channels, and they were like, this guy like absolutely took the mick out of the new left back. Sunderland just got on loan from Southampton, who started the Premier League game just before he left, and apparently he tore him to shreds. That Ethan Laird. Apparently he's a quality talent.
Yeah, I've heard he's going to do some disgusting stuff to League One, and I hope he doesn't play against us because he plays on the right, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, the issue of my team is we don't actually have a natural left wing back. But we'll get to that in a minute because there's going to just blow a little bit of anger at our defence because they damn well need it. Not happy at all. But before we get to that, we'll move on to Ipswich and Blackpool. Now, this one was it was 2-0 to Ipswich, and they're both mid-table. Now, I was expecting Ipswich to be up there for promotion, but that's not the case. They haven't done a great job so far. But obviously, if they've had 12 wins, 3 losses, 3 draws, and 9 losses, and it's them 9 losses that are probably killing them. But Alan Judge, I'm pretty sure he was at Argyle when we were in the Championship. If it is the same one, pretty sure it is. And Luke,
I think it is.
Yeah, Luke Wolfenden, who it's a bit of a name. They were the scorers, but that was their first win at home after 3 home defeats in a row. And obviously, if the no fans as well, that's definitely impacting, I think, home form as well.
Yeah, I mean, even last season, I think pretty sure last season their home form was pretty poor. I think their away form was pretty good, but I remember when I said we went top. No, we not top. I wish we went top. We went 4th there. Then our manager left. We beat Ipswich 2-1. We went 4th in the league. And I remember a lot of their fans saying that they've been poor, even with fans. The fans of obviously Lambert. There's a lot of them. Paul Lambert obviously played in the Champions. I'm pretty sure didn't he win the Champions League with Dortmund? Apparently, he was a quality player back in the day. But obviously, he's the manager. Obviously, managed Villa in the Premier League. Give Jack Grealish his debut. So he's currently there now. But a lot of Ipswich fans want him out. So I was surprised, really, that they won because, like you said, I mean, I didn't think it was that bad. 9 losses and 12 wins. For a team like Ipswich, you want to be getting out of the league, don't you?
Blackpool are no better. Blackpool are no better. They've had 10 wins, 4 draws, 10 losses. I mean, so really, it's not been great for either side, and I think it is definitely them losses that really harm you, and obviously. But that's mid-table form, isn't it? And if you just get promoted, the way I see it is if you've been promoted from League 2 and you mid-table in League 1, that's quite good for the first season.
Yeah, definitely.
If you've been relegated from a Championship and you're mid-table in League 1, there's a little bit of an issue, and you might want to fix it quick because you in theory, if you haven't lost everyone, should have better quality.
Yeah, exactly. And even Blackpool though, they had pretty decent recruitment in the summer, but I think I'm pretty sure they got the Liverpool academy manager is their boss as well. Neil Critchley?
Oh yeah.
And they've been, like you said, inconsistent. I mean, that was our last win, not 8 games ago when we beat Blackpool 2-1 at home. Yeah, we haven't won in 8 games, so that's how bad they are. Even we beat them.
Yeah, but I mean, Blackpool sold Ryan Hardy to Plymouth Argyle, and for me, that's a little bit of a mistake. Although he is contributing, he's doing very well with Luke Jephcott up top, so we're not complaining at Home Park.
No.
So yeah, we're quite happy about that. But obviously, MK Don Sunderland, it was 2-2. Both teams sort of pushing for the win, but. MK Dons, they're not having the greatest of seasons. They're 16th for the moment. Joe Mason scored in the 9th minute. Obviously, former Argyle player again. They just keep popping up.
So many of them.
Cameron Jerome as well with the goal. He played for Sunderland at one point, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he was at Stoke as well. He's played a lot in the Prem. Obviously, now I think he's 35 now. He's had a few. He was in Turkey playing, but he's been their main man this season. 35, but still doing pretty well this year.
Yeah, he's been doing well. And then Sunderland, obviously, Charlie White scored in the 5th minute, and Luke O'Neill, didn't he join from? I want to say Rochdale, but if I've got that wrong,
Wickham.
I think he joined Wickham. Was it
Wickham Wanderers? Yeah.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure Wickham. It was. Yeah,
I might be. I could have just got that completely wrong. I remember watching. I don't know if you watched it, the Sunderland Till I Die.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I watched that, and obviously in the second series he joins them, Dunley. So that's where I sort of got that one from. But he's not doing too bad. But Sunderland, let's talk about Sunderland. I mean, as I said earlier, they were the first team to give us 3 points away from home.
Yeah,
Their pitch also, their pitch.
yeah, I seen it. It was awful,
They want to have a
awful.
think about their pitch. Like,
Yeah,
I'm sorry, but we've just been promoted and our pitch looks lovely. Sunderland, sort your pitch out. It's not great.
yeah.
It doesn't work well with the passing football we like to play. So sort that out for next season because I don't think they're getting promoted. Um, with 10 wins, 11 draws, and 4 losses, they're not winning enough, and
That's
they're drawing too many.
yeah. I mean, that's the problem. That's the main problem with Sunderland, that they draw too many games. I heard
Yeah,
some crazy stat that they've, like, even, was it last year? No, not last year. The year before, when they were in the Netflix series and they
yeah.
lost to Charlton in the final, the playoff final. They drew like 24 games or in out of 46. Like that's the problem with them. They got all this class like McGeady and, like you said, White, who's on like 16 goals in all competitions, but they just can't seem to defend either. And like you said, they just bottle it basically.
He's fourth in top goal scorers with 13 goals in League One.
Yeah, he's on
top
fire.
of that is someone I quite like, but we'll get to him in a bit because he scored a brace this weekend. Wasn't
Yeah,
enough
I've
to
seen
win
that.
the game, but can't win them all apparently with our defence. But we'll go over to Peterborough now. Peterborough are always a team that they're the team that bounces between the Championship and League One. Always, they won't go down to. They probably have been in League Two, but I can't remember it. If they have, they weren't there for long. But they are definitely that bouncing team between the Championship and League One. And you get these, don't you? You get these teams that they never really cement a place in either league. They're normally that yo-yo team, aren't they? And Peterborough are definitely that team. But as I said earlier, they're what, fourth on 25 games with 46 points. They're 2 points behind Hull in second. Obviously, with the game in hand, so they could go third. But do you think they can get promoted? I think with the teams then, especially the form of the likes of Lincoln and Doncaster, I just think playoffs will be their best bet.
Yeah, I mean, it's last couple of years. I think the last 3 or 4 years they've always bottled it. They always start well, comes to Christmas, and then after Christmas they dip. Because I think they beat Crewe, was it 2-0 on the weekend?
Yeah, 2-0.
But that was their first win in like 5, and even like we got a point away against them. But if you look at their attack, they've got the best attack in the league without a doubt, with our old player Clark Harris on fire, Dembele, Smodics. He was at Bristol City.
Not the Dembele from Barcelona. Just want to put that.
No.
Peterborough didn't quite sign him on deadline day, although I'm sure they wish they would.
Yeah, but he is class though.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the last, obviously they've got a win. But yeah, they always seem to. I think they got done over last season as well, because they were in the playoffs, and then points per game they got dropped out the playoffs, which was unlucky. But I think surely they got to go up if they can. They've got Clark Harris, and they just need to not dip again and just go on a good run. And I'm sure they'll either get in the playoffs or get automatic, depending on how they do.
Yeah, and obviously Crewe, they're ninth. They're plucking around in mid-table. Got promoted last season from League Two. Their manager and Ryan Lowe had a little bit of don't know if they had an issue. Ryan didn't have an issue, but this Crewe manager definitely had an issue of one of us, one of our team. But they had one shot on target. They're doing all right. I mean, as I said, we played them last year, and my favourite memory was we played him first game of the season and won 3-0. Obviously, Ryan Lowe coming in just as manager, first league game, wins 3-0. Because he was under no illusions last season. It was promotion for Argyle or there's going to be a riot. And he did it. But Crewe, they've got a good manager. He's passionate, can be a bit cocky, but we'll let him have that. But one shot on target, it's not great, but they're not going to go down. And to be fair,
Nah.
if it's your first season in League One, and if you get mid-table, you probably going to be quite happy with that.
Yeah, they're having a very good season. Because I like Crewe. They got obviously they bring a lot of their players. They bring for the youth academy. Again, don't have a small budget. They're like one of them teams where they get a few good players, sell them on, and then keep doing the same thing, which I like.
Yeah.
But yeah, 9th in the league after coming up with you lot this season, you can't really moan, really. Doing well.
You definitely can't. Everyone watching, smash the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well, and keep getting your comments in. Is there who do you support? And obviously, we're not talking top 6, as Daniel said here. It's time to hear about the lower leagues, and it absolutely is, because the lower leagues, it's more fun, as you get shots like Burton beating Hull 1-0. But now onto our team. Well, my team. I don't know where to start. I don't, right?
You must be livid.
I am absolutely raging. So the first thing, Ryan Lowe, please teach our centre defence or our defence to defend, right? I don't care how you do it. I don't care if you threaten to punch them in the face or how you're going to get them to defend. Just do it. Teach them to defend, because this is absolutely a joke. Right. We had, it was 50-50 possession. It's against Portsmouth. So, they're doing quite well. They're 5th, or was 4th, but we only gave them a point. So they go down to 5th. We don't like them. Dockyard Derby. It is a bit of a derby. We've played each other a few times. My favourite memory is the playoff semi-final, second leg at Home Park.
What, Peter Hartley?
Peter Hartley putting that ball in the net. And the entire of Home Park, especially the Denport end, was in complete limbs. It was absolutely beautiful. But onto this one, it finished 2-2, and it shouldn't have. It absolutely should not have finished 2-2. Now, this isn't me because I'm biased or any of that, right? Pompey had 26 shots, so, I mean, we need to cut that out for a start. You can't give them that many opportunities. They only had 7 of them on target, so, they can't have been that prolific. Yeah. Compared to our 9 total shots, but we had 3 on target. Now, first half it's 0-0, and you're like, oh, what could something happen here? I mean, we're getting battered, but could we snatch it? It's been quite even possession wise. None of it in their half anyway. And then sort of 71st minute, Luke Jetcott. I'm like, yes, lad. Top goal scorer in League One. Gets another goal. I'm like, beautiful. 82nd minute comes along. He gets a second. I'm like, this is brilliant. Could win this. We're 2-0 up. It's only 8 minutes plus added time. Surely we can't bottle this. Oh, we can. It's freaking Argyle. Of course we can bottle it. Ronan Curtis scores in the 86th minute. And I'm like, because I was talking to my mate, he's a Liverpool fan, right? He was like, squeaky bum time. And I'm like, yeah, we got to draw this now, I bet. And then, a minute later, not even like 2 or 3 minutes, 1 minute.
Yeah, a minute later.
Just let them get another goal from a corner. And I'm like, I'm a little bit annoyed now. In fact, I'm raging. Like, I was so angry because, look, I get, we've just been promoted. Pompey are a good team. They've been in the League One for quite a while. We were winning that 2-0. We should be winning it. We should.
It's crazy.
We need a better centre-back. Or 2 or 3. Or as many as you can possibly give us, to be honest. But what makes it even more annoying, and I'm not blaming Sam Woods because it's not his fault. It might be, but I'm not blaming his fault. I don't know whose fault it is. I'll blame the whole defence, to be honest. But Sam Woods comes on in the 84th minute, and then we just concede 2 goals. Look, it wasn't his fault, so look, it's not Sam Woods' fault. But my God, I'm annoyed. And then obviously 90th minute, we're there like, now we're gonna take off a centre mid and put on another defender because we are not losing. If we had lost that
imagine
game,
that. Imagine the rage then.
What I had put on the Argyle Twitter page would have been a lot more explicit. I can say that for a fact. But yeah, it wasn't great. But look, we're 12th in the league. Top goal scorer is Luke Jetcott. Assists, that's even better for us because we've got Connor Grant, who's 3rd with assists. He's got 7 for the season. So yeah, slightly annoyed to walk away from Fratton Park with 1 point because it should have been 3. That's just saying facts really. And if we had got the 3 points, we were going to be like 10th. No, not 10th. We would have gone up a place. We would have jumped. Oh no, you wouldn't. We would have stayed 12th, but we would have been level 1 point of Oxford, and we would have closed the gap to Pompey. But we're not going for a playoff fight. It's not happening. We're going to get
No.
mid-table. But I'll be quite happy at mid-table, to be honest. But good luck to Rovers when they come to Home Park, because we are kings at Home Park. But moving on from that game before I get even more angry with my team. Apart from the attack, as I said, Luke Jepcott, Championship clubs want him, and Championship clubs have got a message for you. Rian Brewster cost 20 million. We want 30. Luke Jepcott, he scores goals, he doesn't fall off the ball. That's all I'm saying. This is no Sheffield United slander, even though they beat us in the FA Cup and Chris Wilder was like, yeah, let's get in there, lads. And I'm like, we're League One, show some respect. But
they beat us.
Yeah, 3-2.
They beat us 2-1. Yeah, 3-2 as well. We should have beat them as well.
Yeah, so should we. We had a few good chances. But everyone watching, smash the like button. Keep getting your comments in. Big up. Yeah. Oh no, he's talking to someone else there. And where are you in the table? We're 12th and you're 20th.
Yeah, we're just outside the relegation zone, Bristol Rovers. So yeah, we need to step up. Also, make sure you go and check out Noel on his Twitter as well. Feel free to subscribe to my channel as well, and obviously don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Always smashing out content. Like Noel said, leave any thoughts in the comments, any questions. Just feel free to leave them there, and we'll get to them.
Especially if you're League Two. I've been hunting you fans down for ages, and I can't find any of you. Where are you hiding? Exeter fans, I'll accept you on here, mate. I'll be more than happy. I promise you, there'll only be slight teasing, especially when you keep losing games, although you won this weekend. And trust me, Niall Canavan and Anthony O'Connor, we need words. But before we get into League Two, we'll quickly finish off the League One results. Rochdale lost 2-0 to Charlton. Obviously, Rochdale 18th. Could be dragged into a relegation battle quite easily, to be fair. They're only 2 points ahead of the drop. So, that'll be big. And Charlton, they're probably going to be in and around the playoffs, I think. I can't see them dying down. They're quite a good team.
Yeah, they should. They've had a lot of inconsistent results, though. I know a Charlton fan, and he's like livid every week. They seem to drop a lot of points. But Rochdale, I think they'll be all right because they score a lot of goals. But obviously they concede a lot as well. But I think they will be all right. But also to say, one of their players, did you see one of their players went to Man City this January? But they've loaned him back to Rochdale.
Yeah.
Kwadu Ba, absolute talent. Make sure you listen out to his name because he's going to be up there in a few years.
Yeah, I was doing a deadline day stream on Sonny's channel, the one who hosts the Next Gen. It's tomorrow, I think. But yeah, Kwadu Ba is what I used to. I loved his name. I kept saying it. I was like, we'll talk about him quite a bit because just Kwadu Ba. It's a lovely name. Bit unusual. Took me a few times to get it right, but I think we're getting there. But yeah, that's probably a good signing from Man City and Rochdale getting a bit of money. That I'm guessing it's an undisclosed fee, but there'll be a shit amount of shall I say add-ons and future fees and bonuses. But yeah, that's good. But Rochdale could be in a bit of trouble, but they need to get some wins under their belt and sort of dive away from the relegation battle. Relegation battle fight, though, this was Swindon's Shrewsbury. Swindon are 21st in the league. They were 19th. And Shrewsbury are 17th. Now, Shrewsbury, I don't think will get pulled in because they're 6 points away from the relegation zone. But they do need to get some more results, and only beating Swindon 1-0 isn't exactly the greatest. But it finished 1-0 Shrewsbury. Swindon, they've got my old manager, John Sheridan. Do you think they'll go down or do you think they'll stay up?
It depends. Well, put it this way: we need to beat them. We got
Yeah.
them on. We obviously got them on Saturday. So if we don't beat them, we're in even bigger trouble than most of us think. So it depends. We all of us is at the bottom: Swindon, Northampton. Wigan. We've all
Wimbledon.
got to start. Yeah, Wimbledon. We've all got to start. Especially my team. I do not want to go back into League Two because we're basically a yo-yo team between League
Yeah.
One and League Two, which is
Yeah.
awful. But yeah, hopefully we can stay up. And yeah, I hope so anyway.
Tisdale probably keep you up. It's a Tisdale thing. He'll probably end up doing it. But we'll move on to, and this was a brutal one. Wigan versus Wimbledon. Obviously, Wigan were 23rd and Wimbledon were 22nd. So it was proper relegation battle. This was. It finished 3-2 to Wimbledon, and they've now jumped up to 19th, only a point above the relegation zone. Obviously, you're a point above them, behind them as well. Obviously, one of these two teams, I think, will go down. I don't think both will stay up. I think one will go down. My money's on Wigan. I don't want it to be because they've had some issues with owners and all that, but
yeah,
I think Wigan are probably the most likely to go down in that league. I think.
Yeah, I mean, even Wimbledon could. I think we've still got to play. We still got to play Wigan, Wimbledon, Swindon, Shrewsbury. But yeah, it's. I reckon it's going to be tight. I think it might go near to the final day because.
It will go.
Still, there's still a lot of games to go. It's quite lucky. I think we've got a few games in hand on some of them as well. I think Swindon, we've got 3 games in hand or 2 games in hand. So, but we need to win those games in hand and beat, the teams around us, and we should be all right. Fingers crossed.
That's the thing. If you beat the teams around you, that's how it is. But that was League One. Obviously, they're getting most of the time today because League Two, guys, there was like 5 or 6 postponements in League Two this week. So not a lot of games to cover. The first one, Exeter. Good old Exeter. We do love the ones up the in A38. Good old Exeter. How's League Two treating you? I hope it's treating you well. They beat Bradford, and this is when Anthony O'Connor and Noel Canavan. What were you doing? You defenders, you're not meant to let them score 3. That's why we sold them, I think. Although Anthony O'Connor was quite good. But it finished 3-2. Now, Exeter are 5th now. They were 8th, and that was a much better position for me to be looking at. But no, look, a Devon derby is always nice to see, but they are 5th now. Bradford, on the other hand, are 19th, but I don't think they're going to get relegated. They've got far too many good players to get relegated. But this will probably hurt them a little bit, to be fair. They did take the lead as well. In fact, they were. Yeah.
I mean, the thing with Bradford that you turn around and think how, because they a couple of years ago they were fighting for promotion to go to the Championship in League One, and amount of players that's left, and they've had a lot of managers as well. Bradford in the last couple of years, obviously, have been relegated. Was it last season or the year before? From League One, and
year before, because we played them in League Two last season.
Yeah, so
it's been, they went down with us.
Yeah, it's been a bad couple of years for them. Especially with if there was fans, because they get like 20,000 a week as well when there's fans.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Huge.
So yeah,
their pitch though, their pitch.
Yeah, it's awful.
I know.
I've been there. I've been there a few times.
I know I moaned about Sunderland's pitch, but Bradford's is on a whole new level. It's like a farm.
Yeah.
It's horrific. But they're 11 points. I think last year was the only year that one goes down. So I think we're back to the 2 going down. They're 10 points ahead of Grimsby. They had a good win over the weekend as well. No, they lost. Sorry, they lost 1-0. It was close though. It was close. But no, the surprise package out of League Two this year is Cambridge. They're top of the league.
They're flying, absolutely flying.
they're looking like they could go up. And do you know what? Credit to them because I like their team. That Paul Mullin and Joe Ironsdale with the goals this week, beating Little Barrow. Now I don't know anything about Barrow, and I won't pretend to do because it's Barrow, and they got promoted last season from the Championship. So yeah, Barrow. Yeah, pretty simple result 2-0. But Cambridge, they're definitely looking like they could go up.
Yeah, they're on. I can't believe it. I think that Paul Mullin is pretty much scoring most of their goals. I think he's got over 20 goals as well, or something around that. He's on fire, and yeah, like you said, Barrow. But to be fair, even though they've just come up, I know a little bit about them, not a lot, because obviously I've focused mainly on League One and above.
Yeah,
we're not
same.
in it, but I still know they've got one of our they've got one of our players on loan, Tom Davis. He was at Portsmouth and Coventry. He's on loan to them. I know they've got an Man United youngster as well, Callum Gribbin, who was also at Sheffield United. He's there permanently, I think, as well. I don't know what's happened to his career, but sometimes you got to go back down to where you're way back up. But yeah, Barrow will be all right, but Cambridge are absolutely flying.
Yeah. And this is how tight it is in League Two. Oh, it is tight. We move on to Crawley and Harrogate. Now, Harrogate started the day in 20th. They're now 14th because they won 3-1. That is how tight League Two is.
That's
you
mad.
could go from 20th to 14th and with one win. It is mental. But Harrogate, they got promoted last season as well. And we always see this. Normally both, but normally one absolutely does good in their first season in League Two. And Harrogate looks like it's going to be them because the 14th now have a huge 3-1 win over Crawley. I mean, it's really closed the gap there to 2 points to Crawley. But as I said, there's lots of games in hand for everyone. I mean, League Two, they need to sort out them games because there's far too many getting postponed. Obviously, some will be COVID, some will be the pitches in League Two as well. Because
a lot of.
This ain't the Premier League. There's no undersoil heating at most of these places.
Yeah, none of that.
We have it, but a lot of these teams don't. But yeah, in that Harrogate, they're doing all right. It's close though. Crawley 11th there.
I'm going to say there's always also another thing to mention. I don't know if people have seen this, but Mark Wright obviously was in Towie.
Yeah.
He took off at half time, so he obviously had a shock. I think that was his first start as well, so unlucky for him.
Used to play for him, didn't he?
Yeah.
I mean,
quite a while ago.
Absolutely mental. Towie and then back to League Two. The next game, there's not a lot we can really say about this one. It was 0-0 between Leyton Orient and Colchester. Leyton Orient dominated the game really, just didn't get a goal. They're 10th, Colchester 18th. It's not really a lot to say about that game. I don't think it was. A bit.
Pretty. Yeah, not much to say. But I was going to say about Colchester. I didn't realise they're having that bad of a season. 18th in the league, like last year, didn't they lose to your mates Exeter in the playoff semi-final, didn't they?
Yeah, they did, yeah.
They're having a shocking season at Colchester, but I think they should be all right. I don't know what the turnaround of players was, or I know they lost one of their players who joined Lincoln and Cohen Bramall in the week.
I presume it'll be quite high. It's League Two, and mostly teams have that high turnover.
Yeah.
The other one now, Newport, Grimsby. Newport are 7th and Grimsby are 23rd. So Grimsby could go down. They're not having a great season. Ian Holloway no longer there. Newport County 7th, so they're in a playoff. They were in. Where are they? No, they're 4th. Haven't written that down. They're 4th actually. So having a bit of an interesting year. But Newport they're definitely in with a shot playoffs, I think.
Yeah, they're doing well. They just brought in he's been everywhere. Nicky Maynard. He's been in the Prem with West Ham. Was at Cardiff, Bristol City.
Don Telford as well.
Yeah, Dom Telford, ex-Rovers and Plymouth player. So
Yeah.
yeah, it should be. I think they've got a cracking strike force. I'm pretty sure they were both together at Bury when they got promoted with Low, weren't they, Maynard and Telford together? So
Yeah.
I think they'll go up. It'd be good. It'd be good. Well, if we stay up, if Rovers stay up, it will be good because that'll be more local teams and.
Yeah, I was just about to say. Hopefully, and this isn't me dissing the North. Hopefully, some of the North go down and equal it up because the travelling is a killer. And another one, Tranmere, they're third with 44 points. Port Vale 16th, finished 3-1. Not an awful lot to say about that, apart from Tranmere looking healthy, currently occupying an automatic promotion spot, but Carlisle have got 3 games in hand over them. Newport have got a game in hand over them, so we won't really know much about that. But they're having a good season, Tranmere. They're not a bad side. Northern as well.
Yeah, they're doing well. And obviously, it's quite funny. The striker was the youngest ever player to make their debut for Everton in the Premier League. James Vaughan, all those years ago. I think it was back in like 2005. He's on fire for them. They're looking good. And also ex Liverpool midfielder Jay Spearing playing in League Two these days as their captain as well.
You do get Jay Spearing, I remember him. And the last one before we get one of the comments up, Stevenage versus Morecambe. Now Morecambe, you have an old manager Derek Adams, so I don't really like you too much. That man is something else. He is on a special list of mine, which is managers I dislike, and he's the only one on there. Possibly of Holloway as well, because he left us in, shall I say, interesting circumstances. But it finished 2-2. Morecambe, unfortunately, are doing quite well in League Two, operating a playoff spot.
But mad, isn't it, Morecambe?
Yeah, they were almost bottom. They should have been relegated last year. Not should have been, but they were in with that opportunity. Playing Stevenage, who still haven't managed to get off near the bottom of the league because they were there last season as well. But 2-2. Well done to both of you. You both got one. Not much to say about that. It would be, Stevenage price they up. They always find that way, and Morecambe will probably, under Derek Adams, bottle it in the playoff final, as he did with us against Wimbledon. But one comment here from Indiana. Any players we should really look out for potentially being picked up by the Championship or Premier League clubs? We've got 2, right, at my team. I won't pretend to know all of the young players in the league. It's something you pick up, but Quadro Bah at Rochdale is obviously already gone to Man City. But we've got a couple now. Luke Jepcott, he's top of the top goal scorers in League One with 16 goals. He's going to be a good one. And the other one is Mike Cooper. Now these will be in the Championship, but with Plymouth Argyle, not anyone else. They're going to be in the Championship with us. We have a 5-year plan to be a sustainable Championship club. So keep your hands off because they're staying. That's why they've signed new contracts and all of this. We ain't stupid no more. We give them contracts. But yeah, they're ours from us. What about you, mate? Any in Bristol Rovers that we should know about?
Don't know about Rovers. I'd say for a few clubs you got Portsmouth. I think that Ronan Curtis who scored against you. He's still a young player, Irish winger who they got from the Irish League a couple of years ago. I think he's 24. But yeah, there's a lot of. To be honest, I think a lot of Rochdale's players, even though they're doing pretty bad, like you can't really moan because they've got a very young team. But obviously the keeper, I think his name's Bazunu. If I'm not wrong, he's like an Irish keeper on loan from Man City, so he's obviously in the Prem already. But there's a few good ones. Obviously, we was talking about players on loan from Premier League clubs like Ethan Laird. I don't know if he's going to be good enough to or get the chance to, try United first team.
Maybe not United, but definitely Premier League.
Yeah, you could definitely go in the Premier League or Championship,
Yeah.
and then work your way up. The amount of good, the amount of players in League One over the last, 5 to even 10 years. There's been a lot of players that's worked their way up. Look at Sheffield United. They were in League One, so there should be some other ones that are probably not. But yeah, I was going to say Luke Jeffcott is absolute class. He's one hell of a player because when Newcastle weren't Newcastle in talks with him in January, or they tried to pinch him off you?
They tried to, and we just politely told him, look, he's not for sale, now go away. Ryan Lowe probably a little bit more diplomatically. Another shout from me is Alex Palmer. Obviously, he's on loan from West Brom at Lincoln. But the difficulty he's got is West Brom have Sam Johnston. So Alex Palmer may have to leave West Brom to go and get that. But he'll definitely be one to watch. He's a very good goalkeeper and probably be in the Championship with Lincoln next season. But he's definitely one to keep an eye out for. Connor Grant, he's not old, but he's third in the assists for us, so he's not too bad. But the ones I would look at any Exeter youngster, because normally they go on and do quite well. I don't know why. It annoys me. You look at Ollie Watkins and Matt Grimes and all that, but you got Conor Hoyhane in the Championship with Swansea. He was from us. Went to Brentford, I think. It's either Brentford or
Villa.
Barnsley.
Yeah, Barnsley. Then Villa.
He went from us to Barnsley and Barnsley to Villa. But that was my one. But we've been going for nearly an hour. I can't really think of any more. We've gone for all the matches, as I say. It's a bit shorter today because there was quite a few postponements in League Two this week. But Charlie, where can they find you, bro?
Yeah, One Rovers Vlogs, my YouTube channel. Only 57 away from 1K, so yeah, on there. Twitter as well, Hayne_Charlie, if you want to find me on there as well.
Yeah, perfect. And then you can find mine at Niall_PAFC. The links for all our socials are in the description as well. Also, a big up to Indiana and the First 11 for letting us use their platform to talk about the lower leagues. It's always nice to talk about. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and make sure that you share this video on all your socials. Get as many people watching, because we'd love to hear from you as well. And we'll see you again next Monday at 7 p.m. It's always going to be that time. And we'll see what happens next weekend. It should be a good one. But cheers, guys.
Cheers.